Hello everyone. Today we will learn about Consumer Protection Act 1986 and the various rights and responsibilities of a consumer. So let's start. Consumer Protection Act 1986. As we have already discussed, the meaning of consumer protection, which means protecting or safeguarding the interest of consumer against the unfair trade practices of sellers, manufacturers or traders. So, to protect the consumer, Consumer Protection Act was made in 1986, which came into force on 1st July 1987, and this act is applicable to all over India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and this act is applicable to all types of goods and services. Under this act, there is a simple, speedy, and inexpensive process to redress the consumer grievances. And to redress consumer grievances, there is three-tier judicial machinery, that is District Forum, State Commission, and National Commission. Now coming to the rights of a consumer, the Government of India has provided 6 rights to a consumer under Consumer Protection Act 1986, which we will discuss in detail. First one is right to safety. A consumer has the right to be protected against the goods which are hazardous or injurious to his health or life. For example, electric appliances, pressure cooker, gas cylinders. If they are made of substandard product, then they might cause injury to the consumer. So, the consumer should use ISI mark electric appliances. Second right is right to be informed. The consumer has the right to get complete information about the product he intends to buy, like ingredients, quality, quantity, date of manufacture, price, directions to use, etc. Third right is right to choose. The consumer has the right or freedom to choose the product from variety of products available. The seller can't force the buyer or consumer to purchase the product of a particular brand. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, आप किसी ग्रोसरी स्टोर पर बिस्किट परचेज़ करने जाते हैं तो ये आपकी चॉइस है कि आप कौन सा बिस्किट परचेज़ करना चाहते हैं. आप गुड डे का परचेज़ करें, आप मैरीगोल्ड का परचेज़ करें, आप क्रैक एंड जेट परचेज़ करें. सेलर आपको फोर्स नहीं कर सकता कि आप किसी पर्टिकुलर ब्रांड का ही बिस्किट परचेज़ करें. फोर्थ राइट इज़ राइट टू बी हर्ड. The consumer has the right to file complaint or to be heard by manufacturer, trader, dealer, advertiser, government bodies or public bodies in case of dissatisfaction with the goods or services. और इसके लिए बहुत सारी कंपनीज ने अपने खुद के कंज्यूमर ग्रीवेंस सेल और कंप्लेंट सेंटर भी बना रखे हैं, where consumer can complain if case of dissatisfaction with the good or services. Fifth right is right to seek redressal. If a consumer has any complaint or grievance against the unfair trade practice of seller, like charging higher price, selling poor quality of goods, misleading advertisement, underweights and measures, adulteration, then they can seek redressal of their grievances by approaching three-tier judicial machinery. The consumer court or three-tier judicial machinery can provide a number of reliefs and the reliefs can be in the form of replacement of a product, removal of the defect in the product, and compensation to be paid for any loss suffered by the consumer. Sixth right is right to consumer education. The consumer has a right to get knowledge about his rights, responsibilities, reliefs available to him in case the product or service is not up to his expectation. The Government of India has also introduced the consumer protection in school curriculum or various university courses to aware the consumer about their rights. And government also educate the consumer time to time by giving advertisement on TV, newspaper like Jago Grahak Jago, and it also organizes various campaigns to aware the consumer about their rights. Now coming to the responsibilities or duties of a consumer, as we know, alone rights cannot achieve the objective of consumer protection. Consumers themselves need to understand some responsibilities or duties which we will discuss in detail. First responsibility is consumer must exercise his rights. The consumer must be aware about his rights like right to safety, right to seek redressal, right to be heard, right to be informed, etc. And he must exercise his rights. Next responsibility is consumer must read the labels carefully. While buying any product, the consumer must read the labels carefully, which consist of complete information about the product like name of the producer, address of the producer, date of manufacturing, date of expiry, net weight, trademarks and MRP, etc. Third responsibility is consumer must be quality conscious. The consumer should not compromise with the quality. While buying any good, he or she must look for the quality mark, as this quality mark gives an assurance that product is made up of standard quality. For different products, there are different quality marks like ISI mark for electrical goods, FPO for food products, Hallmark for jewelry, egg mark for agricultural products. Fifth responsibility is don't forget to take cash memo. The consumer must take the cash memo or the bill whenever he purchases any good or avails a service, as this cash memo or bill will be a proof of purchase. Without the sufficient proof, the consumer cannot file the complaint in case of dissatisfaction with the good or service. Now, fifth responsibility is don't forget to take the guarantee warranty card. The consumer should take the guaranteed warranty card while purchasing the goods. Sixth responsibility is don't have blind faith on seller and advertisement. The consumer should use his own mind while purchasing any good or availing any service. He or she should not blindly trust the seller or advertisements. Like in this picture, it is shown that by using this beauty cream, your skin will be glowing immediately, or you will get immediate results or within few days. So, the consumer should use his own mind and should not trust the seller or advertisements. Next responsibility is consumer must file a complaint. The consumer must file a complaint in an appropriate forum in case of dissatisfaction with any good or service or on being exploited by the seller. The consumer should not ignore the fraud of traders, as the ignorance will give encouragement to the seller or traders to get involved in unfair trade practices. Next responsibility is consumer must be honest. The consumer must be honest in his dealings. He or she should buy only legal goods and services and discourage malpractices like black marketing, hoarding, etc. Next responsibility is form consumer organizations. The consumer should form societies or consumer organizations which could play an important role in educating the consumers and safeguarding their interests. Next responsibility is respect the environment. Consumer must save the environment by avoiding waste, littering and contribution to pollution. So these were the responsibilities of a consumer, as the objective of consumer protection can only be achieved if the consumer will understand their responsibilities and will exercise their rights. So that's all in today's video. Thanks for watching this video.